Alright everyone, so my one last chance to be able to complete my deck of cards is coming up tomorrow as I'm recording this video. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. So let's take a look. What's up guys, this is your boy Rusian with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Alright, so as you guys can see on tournaments right now, we have Champion Chase tournament coming up with the chance to get the Queen of Hearts. And listen up guys, if you click on the link in the description below right now, you start the game with a free legendary Karato the Fox Hunter and 4 epic champions as you progress, including Uugo, Rector Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage. So click on the link right now and I'll see you in the game. So as you guys know, I have completed my deck, but for the Queen of Hearts. Now, when we had the Asgard divide, I missed Odin. This time, I'm really hoping I can get and complete the whole team. So we're gonna be pulling shards tomorrow. We're gonna be pulling a lot of stuff that usually I would hold for fusions and everything. The only thing I would say for you guys is just be cognizant in case like this, what kind of brackets you guys fall in. Like, I think I have a good chance. I'm gonna go with you guys and show where I'm going to try to get my points right now. All right, so first of all, I got 106 Prince shards, so I can tomorrow pull and see if I get any of that. As you guys see, a lot of times this happen on a Champion Chase. You end up having a mix of Prince shard pools and shard pools in general. So those 160 only gonna give me about 4 pools, but if I pull even 1 or 2 legendary champions, it's gonna be a good amount of points. So that's usually a good time for you guys to do it, because the price of Prince shards in comparison to sacred shards is usually a lot cheaper and you have a better chance to pull. Plus, you know the champions. Even if you guys pull epic champions, you know what you're going to be pulling. All right guys, so where are we going to get, you know, other legendary champions to try to be able to even get close to the Queen of Hearts? So what I usually do is I save as many fragment summons as I can, usually for fusions, right? So right here I have Saoirse that I can pull, I have Urost, I have Yakari, and then after that I have some epics. I have Lady Resh, Taya, and Ginuet. So I have all those. I am not close enough to get Irix. That would help a lot because another legendary, but that's what it is. But that should give me a lot of points. I don't know if they're enough to even get her, even if I was first place. So let's take a look where we can get more points. All right, so last but not least. So we also have some shards we can pull. Sacred shards tomorrow are gonna be a 2x event, so higher chance to pull legendary champions, which should give me a good amount of points, but I only have 3 right now. I have not been lucky being able to get Demon Lord to choke up some sacred shards, but you know, never know tomorrow. I have some primals. Those I would really like to hold on to, and it's because unless the 2x event primal shard's not worth it. But never know, I've been pulled a lot and haven't been lucky with them. So worst case scenario, I may try, because usually mythical champions give a lot of points. Now I do have 12 Void and 44 Ancient Shards. I already completed late Mikage, so it's not the case for me to even go for Enda. I think I actually have a few copies of him, but it's not bad because Ancient Shards, if they give you a legendary, you're saving a lot of resources. So probably gonna pull, if I see a good pack coming out, popping up for me, I'm probably gonna pick it up just to have more chances. Now, where else can we get shards, right? So let's take a look at a couple of other places where I may be able to get shards. All right, so the next place we can get a couple of shards, as of later today, I should be able to get 1 more Void Shard, and the following day, another one. So 2 more Void Shards, and I'll just open them when I get them, if I see I have any chance. Now, one of the problems with some of those tournaments is you really have to pick when to pull the shards. Like, yes, tomorrow I'm gonna be pulling, or probably more like the next day my sacreds. Just take advantage of the 2x. But to be honest with you guys, a lot of times you really have to wait until close to the end of the tournament of this champion chase, so you have a better idea if it is even worth pulling. Now, remember, if you guys are going for the asthma fragment fusion, you're probably gonna have to pull anyway. It really depends at what point you guys are, how many fragments you need. One thing to keep in mind, even if you're close but you don't feel you have enough points, if you guys have a low spend account or even a big spender account, not going full free to play, usually by the end of the fusion, you're offered to buy a couple of fragments. I don't know the limit, to be honest, of what's the max they usually sell, but they're usually only gonna sell, if you have 95, they'll give you an offer for 5 fragments. So don't quit, okay? If you guys are going for this fusion, just keep going. I chose not to go. I felt it was too resource intensive. And for me, to be honest, at this point in the account, I'd rather just try to get better gear to build up my other champions. All right, so now let's take a look at my deck of cards, as I like to call. So I do have Knave of Hearts. I need to work on his build because I need to figure out how he works the best, because he wasn't bad, but I really, by his kit, I really felt he would be better. Now, his A1, Thornblade, one attack, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has 30% chance of placing a provoke debuff for 1 turn. Each hit also heals the ally with the lowest HP by 3% of this champion's max HP. 3% is not that much, to be honest, but you know, any heal sometimes good. A2 has a 75% chance of sealing 2 random buffs from each target. Place a 15% continuous heal buff in all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Also place an unkillable buff and a taunt buff on this champion for 2 turns. So also not too bad. And the A3, stout defense, swaps HP with a target enemy and place a 100% heal reduction on that enemy for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be removed, transferred, or have its duration decreased by enemies. Then equalize HP levels of all allies. The HP levels of all allies will be brought up to the level of the ally with the highest HP. Also place a 6% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Now the only thing with him, maybe it's the teams I'm trying to run him with, I really didn't feel he did what I expected him to do. I also felt he was a bit squishy, and I feel it's because he switches his HP with the target enemy. The problem with champions like this, I love and hate them because sometimes they'll switch if the champion has less HP than you. And that's something that I feel it should be fixed by playing. It should be conditional. If the target enemy has less HP than your champion, but it's not the case. So if you go on auto, chances are you have an enemy almost killed and he swaps the HP, and then now you have to kill him again, and this dude's completely squishy. So a bit of a problem. I feel he probably would be really good on manual. Automatic didn't really work out that well for me. All right, so next, the Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter, he's really good. I mean, on his A1, he attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has 25% chance of sealing 1 random buff. Each hit also has a 75% chance of applying the buff spread effect, taking 1 random debuff from target and placing it all enemies under a hex debuff. Let me put it like this. This, first of all, it goes up to 100%. Against Hydra, pretty much anywhere I'm putting this guy, he's just insane. I haven't tried him in the arena, but his kit's really good. A2, Mixer Most Foul, attacks all enemies, has 75% chance of placing a Hex debuff and a 25% Weaken debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. The ally with the highest critical damage will team up and join the attack. The ally joining the attack will use their default skill. The damage dealt by the ally joining the attack will increase by 10% per each debuff on the target. So pretty much, if you guys, let me say Dragon for example, right? If you guys have like a bunch of poisons or stuff like this on him, this is crazy, okay? Clan Boss Haven't tried him on. I feel probably could be really good, but it's something I have to work. I just keep getting worried about changing my team, but that's something I want to be working on. And you have the A3, a Whiff of Madness level 3. Increase the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn, and decrease the duration of all debuffs on all allies by 1 turn. Also fills the turn meters of all allies by 20%. I mean, Mad Hatter, I was so lucky that I went for him. He's just game changer. Now, I do have him on Brimstone for now, but I don't know. I have to take a look on that. I think I can do better. And by the way, time for T. Every 10 turns taken by allies, heals all allies by 20% of their max HP. Every 6 turns taken by allies, place a True Fear debuff in all enemies for 1 turn. So you make your team fast, game over, right? Now, I'm not going to show you guys Alice. You all got Alice, so you all know her kit. She's really good nuker, really strong. I love her A2. That is a Clockwork Cyclone that attacks all enemies, 75% chance of increasing cooldowns of all enemies' skills by 2 turns. Increasing cooldown is great. I know it doesn't really work with bosses per se, but it just saves you so much. And the most on the Hell Hades free to play challenge, it helps a lot for you guys to transgress to the dungeons. All right, so last but not least, and I swear I should have built him first, because this probably the best one on the deck. I mean, I did not see the queen, so for now it's probably the best, and that's Cheshire Cat. So A1 attacks 1 enemy. If this champion is under a veil or perfect veil buff, attacks all enemies instead. Place a perfect veil on this champ for 1 turn, and damage is based on attack and speed, so make him fast. And Feline Frenzy attacks 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit will decrease the enemy's speed by 1%, stacks up to 10%. This effect does not work against bosses. Each hit will also increase this champion's speed by 1%, stacks up to 10%. So you're taking down speed and putting it on yourself. If this skill kills an enemy, place a perfect veil buff on this champion and the ally with the lowest turn meter for 2 turns. A3 attacks all enemies before attacking, place a perfect veil buff. So he's placed perfect veil buff everywhere. And a 50% increase attacking this champ for 2 turns. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. So basically, the reason why I'm so pumped up about him, and I think I was just like, I really want the Knave of Hearts to be better, and I think he's great. It's just if you have to manual, in my opinion, or I need to figure out a different way to use him. But that's the thing, like Cheshire Cat, I've been hearing everywhere like people being destroyed by that cat. So can't wait to build him. Probably gonna be doing that today or tomorrow. Maybe do some tests. If I can get the queen, I would love to just try to play the deck as a team. Probably not a good idea, but hey, I have a lot of bad ideas. All right, so the last one, Shadow Smile. If this champion is under veil or perfect veil buff, turn meter fuse effects are 30% more effective. Also, if this champion is under a veil or perfect veil buff, this champion attacks will ignore 15% of the target's defense and inflicts 15% more damage. Active effect, whenever this champion is about to receive a hit that would drop their HP below 20%, blocks the income damage and place a block damage and a perfect veil buff on this champion for 1 turn, and it's every 3 turns, so just crazy, okay? Cheshire Cat is just crazy. I really hope they don't nerf him. I can see some people complaining. I wouldn't, because yeah, he's really good. You know, most people put him with like the Mad Hatter, because then his perfect veil will never come down. I mean, it shouldn't, because even his A1 may cause perfect veil, right? Yeah. So he should always be on perfect veil. So have someone to block the buffs, for example, so he can't have a block buff placed on him. Yeah, that's just insane. So I want to be building him. Yeah, and try to see if I can get the Queen of Hearts, just complete my deck. So let me know, guys, are you going to try to go for this Champion Chase? Champion Chase is very hard. I know, I love and hate them, but there is a 2x event, so probably the best chance for you guys to, even if you don't get her, get some pretty good champions. Let me know if you guys are gonna go for her, and as always, I'll see you in the game.